Welcome back to the WPF Power Rankings, Season 2. This is Week 2. We had a little bit of a shakeup here from top to bottom. Some teams showing, hey, the season's still early. I've got a lot to prove. I'm going to take down some of these top teams in the early weeks. Some teams at the top just didn't have it. Great prep throughout by all the coaches. It was a great week of matches. Look forward to showing you how each team did and explaining the Power Rankings we got for. And coming in number 1 in this week's Power Rankings, we have the Reunited Kingdom. Climbing up from number 2. Great week this week against the Farmland Farfetch. Was able to kind of make it through. Some interesting tech with that Azumarill there. It could have been Truckee if it got that Toxapex early. Would have made a little bit of a difference in the match. Not too sure. Made great use here of Gengar, as we're seeing here. Was able to come in on Dino, start to put the pressure on, and was able to work through that team. Once the Trick Room got up, waited for the right moment, hit that Marowak coming in hard. There's a good read there, as you'll see here in a second. And great use of Pex to kind of, once again, take all the hits just like last week. Wasn't able to be broken. Hopefully we'll see this Trick Room play. Yep, here it is coming up. And then once the substitute was gone, was able to switch right into Toxapex, take the hits from Blaziken, and kind of just wear that team down. Great play there by the Reunited Kingdom coming in number. And coming in at number 2, we have the San Antonio Skrelps, who just had a dominating performance this week. Once again, great prep by the defending champ. He saw that he didn't need to bring a crazy amount of offense. I mean, when he got Mega Mawile, that kind of is a crazy amount of offense. But he brought, it looked like a ton of walls here, and his opponent was just unable to break through. Hard to break through that core of Weezing, Alola-Mola, Porygon 2, and him on top, as we see here, going toe-to-toe with Zygarde. Was able to kind of stay long in that. It was cool to see. Love seeing the little spinny guy do what he does, honestly. Watch out, guys. We might see a repeat here of a championship. A little early, but San Antonio looking super strong coming into these early weeks of the season. And coming in our number 3 spot, we have the Madison Machamps. Taking a little bit of a slide down the rankings compared to last week at our number 1 spot. But number 3, still pretty good. Had a tough match this week against divisional opponent Milwaukee. Great match. Probably match of the week, if I'm being honest. Went down to the wire, but Panda able to keep that Hawlucha to the right moment to unleash the beast there. Kind of cleans up the remainder of Milwaukee's team. It's always fun to see Tapu Lucha do what it's supposed to do. It's always such a threat, hard to stop, but honestly, great game by both of them. Excited to see the rematch later in the season. This division might be pretty competitive as we continue down the stretch of the season. And moving high in the rankings this week, we have the Indianapolis Volts making a big climb from the bottom up to the top with a strong, dominating win against Boston. Made great use of hazards, setting those up early. I actually ruined Boston's strategy, as we found out later. Keeping Toxic Spikes up was enough to wear down the Como-O to keep it from setting up. It turns out it was a sub-Salic Berry. Great prep by Indy. Honestly, going into the match, it looked like Como-O kind of swept through, but Gastrodon kind of walled it down. Like I said, the Toxic Spikes kept it from doing what it wanted to do with that belly drum set. Big hit here with Jirachi. The band was a nice touch, and then was honestly just able to stay alive, make great use of Gastrodon coming in. Noivern getting that Choice Scarf here later on, we might see coming up. Kind of ended the game right there for Boston. But great prep by Indy. These two go way back since Season 1, been battling it out. Is our Season 1 champ showing he's still a dominating force. And rounding out the top 5, we have the Boston Red Sox. We just saw their match against Indy. Did not go well, but it's still early in the season. We're not going to fault him too much. Great prep on his end from what we knew of the team builder afterwards. Losing Scizor early was pretty rough. Was unable to get those hazards out. I think if he was able to keep Scizor alive, he would have been able to get the hazards off, and we may have seen Como do some work there at the sub-Salic Berry set. Unfortunately, making a read, given the Noivern and the Choice Scarf, did ensure the loss for Boston, as he was not able to keep anything alive, and then Noivern would outspeed the remainder of his team. But honestly, not a bad match there. Just didn't go how we planned. We'll see what he's got coming up in the following weeks. I'm sure he'll turn it around. Like I said, it's early. Boston's a strong team. Look forward to what he's got coming up. And coming in at number 6, we have the Tennessee Red Gyarados, who got a forfeit win in Week 2. So moving on to number 7, we have the Midwest Mawile, who had quite a good match this week against the Violet City Vileplume. That one went on for a minute, but he made excellent use of Empoleon, Hippowdon, roaring in and out. Victini came in at the right moments to set up, put some offensive pressure, and then just waited till the perfect moment to get Galvantula in, who just kind of swept through the remainder of Violet City's team. Pretty strong showing there after last week. Had a good start to the season, nothing crazy, but great work, great use of Galvantula. Honestly, like I said, this team has the potential to be very scary. Mega Medichamp's always a threat. Didn't see do much this time, but as you see right here, Galvantula came in right moment, and it was GG once he got that in. Keeping rocks up, roaring through the threats. Great work. Excited to see if he continues to roar through the... And coming in at number 8, we have the Seattle Skarmory, who had a very strong match this week, doing things that he normally does well. Great use of Vaporeon like we've always seen, but really cool tech we see right here at this Tisserina. I don't know how you say that specifically, but great Z move. That was really cool. Never seen a really truly offensive set with this, and for it to do that much damage to Registeel, that's impressive. We also saw later in the match, good stuff with Alolan Ninetales, always a big fan. Best girl right there. Nasty plot set with a Veil. Big damage. Comes in. It's a quick threat. People always see Ninetales is pretty much just setting up Veil, but it's really good on the offensive side of things, and it's good to see someone else making use of that. Strong win this week, moving himself up in the power rankings within that tough division against Skrelps. Interesting to see how this is going to go for the rest of the season, but I'm sure we'll see Seattle again in the playoffs. If he's got Vaporeon, I'm going to tell you what, that's a threat right there that none of us really want to see. Good stuff. And here at number 9, we have the Milwaukee Stantler, who played against the Madison Machamps. And like I said earlier, probably game of the week, if we're looking at it honestly. Cool start to the match with the Scizor taking out the Porygon Z with one hit. The pair is unfortunate there, but honestly strong showing. Letting Alakazam go down a little early, that was a big factor into the match. Raikou stayed in, did some stuff. Donphan, good work. Honestly, strong match overall. Just hard to break through Necrozma, Chansey, and Quagsire. But was able to shut down Necrozma. Honestly, thought he had it towards the end, but Panda was, like I said before, able to wait till the right moment. He just did not have the check to Hawlucha after Donphan took a little bit of damage. Scizor's gone. And then Alakazam as well. May have been able to stop that, getting some pressure out there, but good use of Hitmonlee to kind of keep the match alive. Donphan, like I said. Archeops, a little strange set. Was curious what the pluck was for instead of the acrobatics. We'll see what happens next week if Milwaukee can kind of turn this around, as he's having a little bit of a slow start, but I think he's got it. He's in a tough division. Look forward to seeing what's coming. And coming in at number 10, we have the Violet City Vileplume, who had a good match this week against the Midwest Mawile. Just unfortunately did not have what seemed to be a true offensive threat to his opponent. Could not break through the walls. The Curslax was cool to see. Probably fired off a little bit too early, and it was walled pretty hard by Hippowdon and Empoleon, which is a little unfortunate. Interesting to see the Sleep Powder with the Misty Terrain. Cool to see Vileplume do work. Right here, as we see, he probably should have defogged away the Stealth Rocks, as that came to be pretty rough later into the game. Allowed Galvantula to sweep through. He's got a tough match next week against Tennessee. Look forward to playing you, my man. Best of luck to you. See you next week. And in at number 11, we have the Grand Staraptors facing off against the Twin City Dynamo. And good match. Honestly, he was set up to win here with Garchomp, as we see. Gets the Swords Dance off. Just missing on this next move here, the Rock Slide. Unfortunate against Articuno, but great use of Alolan Persian. Got a couple KOs there. It's cool to see. Camerupt does some big damage, a bit of a threat. That Articuno played a little bit of, it was a little pesky, not gonna lie. But strong showing, was able to whittle away, dance his way into the right moment, get that first win of the season. Interesting stuff. Look forward to see what you got. Cool to see the mascot Mew get a KO earlier in the match. Not going to show it. Took the Espeon right out. Good match there by the Grand Staraptors. Look forward to seeing you the rest. And this week at number 12, we have the Chesapeake Golducks here. Okay, facing off against the defending champ. Tough match this week, as kind of let Bisharp go down a little early. Lost a lot of offensive pressure. Still had Mega Lopunny. Just, it was hard to break through that core by San Antonio. with Weezing kind of walled pretty much the remainder of his threats. Maybe he needs to bring a little bit more special coverage next time to kind of push through that. But interesting prep, nothing bad, not much to say. Tough loss against a tough opponent. I'm sure next week we'll be able to turn this thing around. Still early, still sitting in the middle of the division. Like I said, week 2, still seeing what all these new coaches have to bring. Will-O-Wisp miss was a bit unfortunate there. Now let's just give props to this Clefable. Did not get paralyzed for the longest time if it did get parried. Not a bad match. Sure, next week will be a great turnaround for him. Look forward to see what you got. And in at number 13, we have the Twin Leaf Dynamo, who are facing off against divisional opponent, the Grandster Raptors. Cool set this week we got to see from the Mega Venusaur. Interesting tech. I like it. The HP Flying did some big work, as we're going to see here coming up shortly. Was awesome to see Jellicent do some work as a bit more of an offensive variant. That was pretty neat to see. The Giga Drain, nice coverage across the board. Letting Espeon go down a little early kind of sucked, but what can you do? Nothing. It was hard for him to get past through the pivoting his opponent had. Let's take a minute to admire this great play right here. Boom. One hit, gone. Bye-bye, Buzzwole. Cool to see HP Flying. Rare to see. Lets a Venusaur go down here. Sets up against the Garchomp. Lucks out coming up with the Rock Slide. But honestly, not a bad match. This was right behind the Madison match for Game of the Week for me. I really enjoyed seeing Articuno do work. Been on the receiving end of that thing a couple times. If it can get in without rocks, it's honestly a pretty decent mod out of tier 5. But hopefully next week we'll get that first win of the season. I'm sure he'll turn it around. It's good coach over here in Twin Leaf. Just a rough little rocky start. Good luck to you, my man. And in at number 14, we have the Gladiators, who had another close match. I'm telling you, my boy is about ready to make the jump from, a little weaker opponent early in his career. But honestly, turn around. Great first read off the first turn. Nothing crazy again this week. Just was unable to break through that Vaporeon. Honestly, I think if he could have got through that, he probably had the match. Good stuff. I love seeing Z Safeguard. I'm not sure if we're going to see it coming up here. But Z Safeguard by Kyron Black. Really neat to see the speed boost. Kind of against an opponent that loves to run status. Just didn't have enough pressure to bring against the Vaporeon. I'm sure we're going to get that next win here soon in the next week. Good luck to you, man. Hopefully, you got some crazy stuff in store for us. We're kind of waiting. You're known for it. We're waiting for the crazy sets. Chronos, delivered to the people. And moving on to number 15, we have the Marlboro Magnetons, who were not able to play their match this week. So moving on down, next we have the Farmland Farfetch'd, who are bringing up the rear this week. Sadly enough, not able to get a win. Really cool tech here with the Azumarill. Trapped in the Mega Latios, took it out, got a KO. Sadly enough, wasn't able to get the Pex. We know what you were aiming for. Not bad, interesting stuff. Your Mega Audino has proved me wrong so far. That thing is bulky. Now, Trick Room, nice try. Was close. If only... That was a great read by his opponent, honestly. Marowak just took a chunk walking right in there. Hopefully we'll get that win coming up here soon. Quaid, we know you're a good battle. Let's shake off the rust, man. Season 1. Come on, don't show these new kids what's up. Alright, good luck to you, my brother. Alright, and that's it for week 2 of the power rankings. Look forward to what the rest of the season's got in store. Good work to you guys. Hopefully we can continue going strong. Come back to the next episode next week. We'll have more power rankings coming. Interesting to see what the league's going to do to shake itself up. Once again, if you like what you saw here, comment below, subscribe, like, do all the YouTube things that you're supposed to do. We'll catch you next week on the World Pokemon Federation Power Rankings.